Okay, before you come at me in the comments, yes, I know I'm already harping on Superman enough. I get it. I will be talking about another film very, very soon. Hopefully Friday morning, I will have up a review of 28 Years Later. I love 28 Days Later. It was a fantastic movie. It was shot in a really cool way. I'll talk more about that later. That's not what this episode's about. But I am planning on going Thursday night to an early showing of 28 Years Later, and I hope to cover that Friday morning, and I hope it is as fantastic as I think it's going to be. That being said, a film that I'm not so sure is going to be fantastic, The Fantastic Four, but also Superman, right? Let's look at this article from Bounding Into Comics. It says, despite James Gunn's denial, Superman is reportedly one of the most expensive superhero films ever made. Think about that. We're going to read on here. It says that James Gunn's Superman was one of the most anticipated films going into 2025 is no mystery, considering the long wait for a Man of Steel film and enthusiasm around the rebooting of DC under Gunn. Still, DC's parent company Warner Brothers Discovery had to invest heavily in the DCU's first film to give the franchise a lifeline. Yes, everything is riding on this. This is the DCU's first major film. Like I said last week, there's been other little projects here and there or whatnot, but and rumors and all kinds of stuff. And I get it, but this is the launch. This is truly the launch. Everything is going to kind of rally around how well this Superman movie does. So, of course, they're going to pack it heavy. And I get that. But as we're going to read on, we're going to look at later, it doesn't sound like the money was spent where it needed to be. Let's keep reading. It says, however, tongues are now wagging after a tax rebate and incentives filing by the production team revealed the gross cost of the film, accompanied by equally astronomical marketing cost projections. The net cost of a film are often a well-hidden secret, at least under a proper audit, until a proper audit, is done after the film's release. Superman was no different until the production team filed for tax credits in Ohio in December 2024. According to the numbers, which were first brought to light by Columbia University Journal, Superman's gross production budget was $363.8 million. Wow. Studios and directors, however, like to keep production costs at a minimum, so that their projects can seem profitable. James Gunn, therefore, didn't delay in coming out to condemn the leak, even suggesting that filing could have been faked. Gunn and DC Studios instead quoted the budget to be around $225 million, $130 million less than the amount stated in the tax filing. THR has, however, dismissed Gunn's claims, insisting that the $368 million figure is in fact accurate according to their experts. The net cost of the film will obviously go down slightly above the production, go down slightly after the production receives the various incentives and tax rebates, but it is likely to reach the studio and director's claim $225 million. With post-production included, the actual production cost of Superman will likely be even higher than the stated figures, especially after the long editing process and reshoots that followed the film's screening. I want to say this. They have had everything from screenings, public screenings recently, to get feedback. They've gone back in and done reshoots. They've re-edited, recut, everything they can think of. I have not been blown away by a single trailer that has come out for this movie. And to me, that says a lot, because I have lowered my expectations of films coming from DC or Marvel, to be fair. But I wanted this to be good. So I had that, the lowered bar, the lower expectation, and the desire to see a good Superman movie, since they were ballsy enough to get rid of Henry Cavill, who was completely willing to stick around and keep rolling with it, and I thought was fantastic in the role. I've always said that I've got my issues with James Gunn. I question James Gunn. I'm concerned about James Gunn. And I think we're kind of seeing that in some of the trailers. It's all about James Gunn, James Gunn, James Gunn. Not only that, but the James Gunnness that's in them is very apparent, and it's something that I'm not the biggest fan of, especially in a property like Superman. It's not meant to be To me, a comedy. Can Superman be comedic? Can he have humor? Absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen it in the old movies and the old comics. But as far as being a Guardians of the Galaxy Peacemaker kind of silliness, again, just not my thing. I don't think it's right for this particular property. That said, one of the biggest complaints we continue to hear, and you can see it in the trailers too, is the CGI. I just did a quick YouTube search, and the number of results that are coming up, especially our boys over at Geeks and Gamers, holla holla, excuse me. But it looks unfinished. The CGI is awful, and I know the guy that worked on the Flash. I can't remember if it's the CGI guy or the director of photography, cinematographer that worked on Flash. A lot of the same people are working on this film. It's just very concerning. Very concerning. The CGI is not looking good. Plenty of people are making videos about that. I want to say this. When I'm a filmmaker, I've mentioned that before, obviously. There's this joke that the saying of, we'll fix it in post. Let's fix it in post. That's something that you can do. You can fix some things in post. You can't fix everything in post. What we're getting from Marvel and DC and so many films now, they're not fixing stuff in post. They're creating everything in post. Everything is so green screened or blue screen, so inauthentic. They're not shooting on locations anywhere. I get that it's saving them money up front, but it costs them more on the back end doing the CGI. And if the CGI isn't done well, then it makes the whole thing look poor. It makes it look trashy and cheap. And for a almost $400 million budgeted film, they can't afford that. You know how much money they're going to have to make in return? That they are going to have to make, not what the film is going to make, because whatever the film brings in, they have to split with the box office. And of course, they have to pay for the marketing. I don't know if they're going to make their money back. This has to be at least $1 billion film, I would imagine, for it all to be said and done, for them to actually be profitable, at least $1 billion film. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. Maybe you guys do. I may go see it just for the channel. And my best friend, he absolutely loves Superman. He's going to go see it. So I may go with him and we may make a night of it and hang out a little bit. But I don't know, guys. I have not seen one trailer or even much of anything in a trailer that has actually gotten me excited about this film. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. And guys, we will see you on the next one.